What was the footage on the protest?
It was 1,000, and it was reduced to 300.
300.
But I think in our latest version, that is no longer in the bill.
So is it back to 1,000?
Yes. I feel a closeness to you, Representative Henry. I love it. But today we must part ways.
We can't always be on the same side.
I understand that. I understand. But we maintain this relationship as long as we can.
Several weeks.
Even and we may get back together later.
We're there. Because we still have the Senate to will infuriate us both.
But I have a question for you. There's the 2,000-foot restriction, correct? Okay. And the 2,000-foot restriction simply says that a school or we'll say abortion clinic, family planning, whatever, cannot be within 2,000 feet of a school. So present locations, if they are within 2,000 feet of a school, they would have to move.
Within a year, right.
Within a year. Okay. Now, is there any sort of methodology, numbers, science, anything, studies behind the 2,000 feet?
Not that I know of.
So would you say that the 2,000 feet restriction is arbitrary?
I would say that 2,000 feet is, if I recall, somewhere around a city. What was the city block? I think it's 2 city blocks, or it's a.
But I mean, you didn't.
It is no, but the rationale is it's a distance away from the school where you're not going to have a concentrated flow of vehicles, of traffic that is primarily school related. So you get outside 2,000 feet, you're intermixing with the general public transportation. Once you get inside 2,000 feet of a school, you're starting to get concentrated traffic that is the sole purpose for going through that area is to travel to that school. So you're going to have a higher population of children that are in the vehicles and that are being exposed to the.
So, but that's Representative Henry's reasoning behind the 2,000 feet, but that's not necessarily based on hearings or studies or anything like that.
Well, no, that's
so outside of your reasoning, it would be fair to say that the 2,000 feet arbitrary in the sense that it could be 1,800, it could be 1,500, it could be 2,500, but right now we are settling on 2,000 feet.
Can you read that? That's what you just made me do.
So we say now that there's actually no real studies between a connection between 2,000 feet, schools, and places where abortions are performed.
I do believe that it is the concentration of drivers. I don't have a study to give that to you. I'm not going to say it's arbitrary.
Okay. Now, we'll say, but for the previous location of an abortion clinic versus a school. Now, we take a distinction to 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet suggests that we don't want an abortion clinic within that parameter. So, if there's no real connection based upon studies, numbers, percentages, demographics, or anything like that, wouldn't you be creating an arbitrary distinction that treats a similarly situated organization different from others in the state or in other states that could potentially have a negative impact on what the Supreme Court has determined to be a constitutionally protected right to privacy. Meaning that you have an arbitrary 2,000 feet number that could potentially have a very negative impact, basically eliminating access to women in Alabama to a clinic that can no longer operate because it's within 2,000 feet of the school.
No, I think they're still definitely going to be able to operate. It just comes back to this exposure, and so at 2,000 feet, and you know, we can visualize what 2,000 feet is, and it's a couple of blocks. So a couple of blocks within that school, you have that concentrated population of kids that are going to and from school. It comes down to whether or not they should be exposed to this part of society at that age, and that's just the...
But you're also basing this on the potential that it could happen.
Well, right, it does.
In fact, like what if...
There's definitely turmoil that exists outside these facilities, right?
One of the things that you mentioned were the pictures of some abortions.
I just said they were graphic in nature.
Very graphic. And, you know, sometimes when we pull up to the State House, there are people who have pictures and they're posted around the State House. So will we say that we can't have abortion clinics or places where abortions are performed within 2,000 feet of the State House? Because of the potential there that someone could stage a protest here that's graphic in nature.
You're talking about for the kids that come to the State House. I think that the distinct difference is that the state does not mandate that those kids come to the school. However, the state does mandate that those kids attend school.
But I mean, they can field trips here, they go down.
They're not mandated.
Well, I mean, there's a potential.
If I were making a legal case, I would say that would be the difference. Don't you think? Mandating.
Because the reasoning behind the 2,000 foot would be to limit their access.
Their exposure.
But technically, considering that there are hundreds of schools within areas all over the city,
right,
it's virtually impossible for you to limit their exposure when protests will pop up and occur just about everywhere. And you said that the main reason for this legislation will be to limit the exposure.
Right. And if we were mandating that those kids come to the State House and learn about, you know, the civics that are involved, then I would agree with you. We should ban them here. But since we don't mandate that, I don't see that we should. We do mandate that they have to go to school.
So you do, but you acknowledge that the 2,000 foot restriction has absolutely nothing to do with the service or the services that are performed at the clinic.
It involves what it exposes the community to that they may be in, and what the exposure to those children are that are on their way to and from school.
The restriction has absolutely nothing to do with what goes on inside. The restriction is
Well, I think